This is a treatment for my opening scene. Firstly, there's an establishing shot, which shows a person on Cromer Pier, shot from a long distance on a dark evening on the Cromer coastline, whilst diegetic sound takes place, such as the crashing of the waves and wind blending into the mysterious music, of which is relatively quiet as the first title appears on the screen. Titles will be a scratchy type font, similar to the fonts used in typical horror films, with a vibrant colour which stands out on the background and is clear enough to read. Next, the first title will be either on the pier or in the sea area, while you see the person standing alone on the pier. Next, there's a closer up shot of the person from the left side of the prom or on the beach looking up at the person. On this shot, it brings another title in, whilst the character is listening to music through headphones. Also, we may zoom into one of the lights on the pier and call it a moonlight production, as this can be another title. Next, the camera is positioned on the beach looking up at the first person jogging along the prom, and then jogging past the camera whilst on the phone. Another title comes up. Then, the mysterious person appears, which has dark clothes, heavy eye makeup, dressed as a nun, with a gold religious cross-type chain around her neck. Second lot of titles to be shown on the screen within the background of the scene. Next, there's a perspective shot from person one, as he hears the scream, which is the diegetic sound, and then turns around to see nothing on the prom, and then begins to run or sprint off into the distance along the promenade until they are out of sight. This then cuts the mysterious person's point of view along the prom, and then they can see person one running off into the darkness with the sounds of footsteps as they are walking. Then the final set of titles using the dark background come up. Next, the music stops. The camera cuts to a scene where person one is laying on the bed at a house, asleep, facing the camera. However, the camera is set relatively far back, showing everything involved in the scene. The camera zooms and focuses on the clock, whilst diegetic sound within the background, such as constant ticking clock noise, is there. Next, the camera focuses on the shed door, which is situated out of the front of the house in the garden. The door begins to gradually open, and then cuts to the shot of the figure asleep in bed and a clock ticking in the background. Camera cuts back to the shed door opening, as at this point the camera shot demonstrates that there is nothing within the shed. The door begins to swing open and shut at a slow pace. Next, the camera cuts to the bedroom scene where the figure is still asleep. After a matter of seconds, there is a large bang which appears to have come from outside. Next, the character wakes up in a confused manner, turning the camera while scanning the entire room. Slowly approaches the window, gradually draws part of the curtain and peeks through. Then the camera is zoomed in on the character, squinting in confusion as to what the noise was. Finally, an over-the-shoulder or point-of-view shot from the boy's perspective looking out of the window is used. Camera cuts to an over-the-shoulder shot from the mysterious figure's perspective looking up towards the boy in the bedroom as he has a blank expression on his face. The camera quickly cuts, film titles appears on the screen, bold and clear on a black background whilst disturbingly loud music plays.